So if you've watched any of my videos, you know this is the first place I started last year when I first got my detector. And I said after I got the new one, we were going to come back, hit some spots that I had hit before. Well, I wanted to get out yesterday. As you can see, there's just weird white stuff on the ground. There was a lot more of it yesterday. You can see across the street, there's still a lot over there. So I only got out here about 45 minutes yesterday, but found a wheat penny right over there. I found an old tax token right over there. I didn't film any of that. Sorry, I may drop a picture in here somewhere of the tax token if you care about that. But, point being, the old machine missed all that. So we're going to give it a go with the new machine today. I don't know. I got about half of that done maybe yesterday. I may start going this way up towards the road and then go to this side of the house. Then come back around this way. But I'm not sure what pattern I'll follow. I may just go crazy and wander around everywhere. But let's get started. So, second hole, first hole was a piece of aluminum, but second hole, nothing earth-shattering. It's an old valve stem, tractor or something. Kept getting a scratchy squeak, so I dug it. But despite it not being that great, check this out. Look how deep it was. I mean, I don't know if that gives you a good perspective, but that's almost a foot deep. Which is why I love that machine. So I'm right out by the street, next to the driveway. I got something cool. It's a $1 token for something. It's good for $1 in merchandise. I can't really, well, let me throw it on the ground. Maybe that'll help. I see department store, I think, on the back. I'm not sure what it says on the back yet other than that though. But I'll try to clean this up and see if we can read it. It's too bad I didn't hunt this sooner because I think somebody lost a key ring, because I dug one right there and in that hole was another one. So, and that one's been hit with the lawnmower. I bet somebody was mad to lose that, and there may be more in here. I don't know. I took 2 steps, if that, from that hole to that hole. But let's keep going. So I was getting a scratchy 70s high tone there. Found a nail first, rechecked it, still getting the squeaky high tone. Pulled a bottle cap out, rechecked it, still getting the squeaky high tone until I pulled that. And I think it's probably part of a makeup compact or something. I don't see any writing on it, but it's got some design on the front. Nothing great, but it's pretty cool. Neat to find old stuff like that. First time a human hand has touched that in only God knows how long. But we're still looking for coins, or belt buckles, or dare I say gold. So I swung around the house a little bit and wasn't finding a whole lot. Just random junk. But right there where that bush is, right there, used to be an old house. As you can see, there's this weird white stuff that we don't recognize here in Alabama. I don't know how that's going to affect me, but we're going to give it a go. I think about the only thing I pulled out of here with the old machine was a bent up tax token, a Tootsie toy, and an old iron when I first started. And what else? Oh, also a little makeup compact, but we'll give the new machine a go. Curse of the Live Dig, take 1. You got a 80s high tone. This grass is really tall, so made it kind of difficult. I see it already. What is that? Piece of aluminum. Told you it was cursed. Let's try this again. 86 in the plug. Please be a coin. I need a coin today. But it's not a coin. More of that. If you need proof that the live dig is cursed, I got it. I hit a mid-80s high tone, and it's this. I don't know what it is. I can see a face on it, and it's kind of concave in the back. I don't have a spray bottle with me to clean it. That looks really old, whatever it is. I don't know if it's some kind of a badge. But we'll see when I get it cleaned up if we can tell what that is, because I have no idea. Very cool though. This one about blew my ears out when I went over it. I don't know what it is. It's broken though. I thought when I saw the lines on it that maybe it was the bottom of a light bulb, but it's not. I wish it wasn't broken though. Whatever it is. Alright, we got about another hour of daylight. This was an iffy signal, bouncing between 50s and 60s. And I have no idea what it is. Get you in focus. Super heavy. I don't know. Probably nothing worth keeping. But it's mine. 80s high tone in the hole, or in the plug I should say. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Oh, we got a coin. We got a coin, 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 coin. No, it's a button. Oh, 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 oh. You see that? Here, let me just pick you up. I can't get you in focus. I don't know if that's... I think that's older than the one I got before. Hold on. I don't know if that's another general service button or if that one's older. I think this is older. Hold on, let me see if I can get a back mark. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think this is a one-piece button. It may be two, now that I look at it up close, but I can't see a back mark on it. But it looks different than the general service buttons I found that are World War I era, and I think that's older. Awesome. I will clean this up a little more and show it in the wrap-up. As I've said before, I brought that Ace 300 out here several times and walked all up and down this. I'm not going to say I hit every single inch of it, but I know I was told the house was right here by this bush. And I walked all over here with it, and I never found that. That's probably the find of the day. Unless it ends up being a general service button and then all this excitement for nothing. Well, not for nothing, but wow. I am pumped right now. Alright. A little bit more daylight, but I don't think we'll get much better than that. This was kind of another iffy signal, but I just dug that button, so I dug it anyway. I think it's a piece of an old clock. Got some iron in it. That little gear still turns. That was pretty deep too. I mean, again, Garrett AT Max for the win. I wasn't digging stuff half that deep with the old Ace. And I'm not talking bad about the old Ace. It was a good machine to learn on. And I'm gonna hang on to it, I think. I thought about selling it. But for one, it's always good to have a backup. Second of all, I might can win favor with some folks if I show up at their door and say, hey, I got an extra machine, you can dig too. Alright, it's 10 after 4. It's getting a little dark and it's getting a lot cold. But we're going to stay out here a little longer. I've already filled in my hole so you can't see how much I had to work for that. And I don't know what it is. Maybe a plumbing part or something. I mean, it was ringing up 85. Between 82 and 87 on the AT Max. So it's not iron. Very heavy. Probably brass. I don't know. I know it's not going to fit in my pouch, so I'm going to have to toss it over there on the ground until I get out of here. A couple more holes and we got to go. Solid 78 in the plug under my icy boot print here. We need a coin. I'm not going to complain. You got the button and that token. But I'd love to have a coin. This looks like, yeah, old bottle lid. Oh well. We're moving. Pick you up and make that thing shut up. We're moving kind of away from the road back this way. Back to where the garden was. Back in the spring and summer. Swing around there for just a few minutes before we get out of here. We just walked a few steps from where that bottle lid was to right here. It's an old decorative piece of brass to something. I'm not sure what. It's been hit with a tractor or something because it's all bent up. Thought we had us a coin, as strong as that rang up, but we are still coinless on the day. No idea what I got here. It was ringing up in the 90s. And it had a little bit of an iron grunt to it. But I have no idea. If you know, leave me a comment, because I don't have a clue. Looks like whatever went through the middle of it kind of bore it out and broke it. We'll hang on to it and clean it up and see if it says anything. Alright, a couple more holes and we got to go for real. It's 4:30 now, so it's going to be getting dark on me. Okay, so back home. I'll start with the kind of cool stuff and go from there. I found this yesterday and I kept it. If I can get you in focus. It rang up super, super high. Here, let me set it down. But I don't know what it is. It's still not in focus. It's so small. It's not threaded or anything. But for what it's worth, there it is. This is the little decorative piece of brass to something. I don't know what it went to or anything like that, but it's pretty mangled, being out in the field for a while. Here's the little makeup compact thing, at least that's what I think it is. Copper or brass, one of the two, with the little decorative design on it. Thought this was just a piece of junk aluminum and I threw it in my bag and noticed it had writing on it. It says Stayflex, and I can't really make out what it says at the bottom of it. Stayflex something or other. But it says Stayflex on both sides of it, whatever that is. The two keys, not old, but whenever I find keys I tend to keep them for some reason. This is that piece that almost blew my ears out when I went over it. And I wish it wasn't broken, whatever it is. And about 2 steps from it, which I didn't film, but I found another piece of it. You can see it's still got shine to it, so copper or brass or bronze or something. Not sure. This was the first signal I dug today, which was deep, super deep. But it's an old valve stem to something. I assume a tractor or something. I don't know. It would be a pretty good sized tire, whatever that came off of. Now for the cool stuff. First cool find of the day was this. Good for $1 in merchandise at the Prattville Mercantile. Let me say that again. Prattville Mercantile Department Store. Don't know how old that is. I'm going to do a little homework on that and see if I can figure out what that is. This thing, turns out it's cooler than what I thought it was. Don't know if you can see the writing on it, but it says Lawson Frost King, and I'm kind of shaky because I'm using my little handle grip thing. But it's a watch fob. Lawson Frost King was an engine manufacturer from pre-1900s to I think 1950, or in the 1950s when Tecumseh bought them out. I don't know how old this is yet, but there was one on eBay that sold for $85. I'm not saying that's what I'll get out of it, but that made my day worth it. But if that weren't enough, this is not just another general service button. And I'm sorry, I'm shaking all over the place. See if I can steady it up. Excuse me. I think this is older than the general service buttons I've dug. I still cannot read the back of it. But when I put this video together and get done editing and all that, I will have gotten a toothpick in there and cleaned it up enough to read the back mark on it. But I'm pretty sure, almost positive, and I will be sadly disappointed if I'm wrong, that that's pre-World War I. Sorry, the dog's skittering around. But yeah, I've only just kind of rinsed that off. I have not taken a toothpick and cleaned out all the grooves and all that. It's going to take a little while to do it. But yeah, I'm thinking that's super, super old. That house, as I said while I was out there, I've hunted it numerous times with that Ace 300. This was the first time with the AT Max, and you see who won. I think the problem is, one, the 300 did not go as deep as the AT Max. Number two, it's very, very iron infested, and it would just confuse that Ace 300. I would discriminate as much as I could to hopefully not miss anything, but it still would just get so bogged down in the iron, and sometimes the iron would ring up as a high tone on the Ace 300. I don't know why, if it was the corrosion on it or whatever, but needless to say, the AT Max wins, and I don't know if I'll sell that or not. That's really cool. I may just have to hang on to it, even if it's worth 85 bucks or more. I really like that. So I'll probably clip in a still frame of this when I get it cleaned up with a little bit of information after this. So by the time I've uploaded this video, I'll know what I've got, and so will you. But anyway, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Bye.